Member for Pittwater.
Mr Speaker, I want to first acknowledge the devastating 1 in 500 year floods that have impacted many parts of New South Wales, particularly Taree and Wingham. They are devastating and the New South Wales Parliament stands with those communities. I also note the comments from the Premier this week in question time that we do not know when the next 1 in 500 year or 1 in 100 year event may occur. And it may in fact be next year or this decade, not in another 100 years or 500 years. Extreme weather are more frequent and more intense due to climate change. One of the greatest risks for communities impacted is the risk of underinsurance or no insurance at all. And even in my electorate of Pittwater, we have pockets that are subject to flood risk and bushfire risk, where homes and homeowners are facing extortionate insurance costs in the double digits and of choosing either to be non-insured for flood or bushfire or to pay those very, very high costs. People have discussed it with me recently and also in late last year as well, but more recently in the wake of what we have seen across New South Wales. We know that across the board, general home insurance has risen by 32% in the last 2 years, driven by high reinsurance costs due to events like we are seeing in New South Wales and the Black Summer bushfires. The Actuaries Institute Home Insurance Affordability and Home Loans at Risk report in 2024 reported that 15% of households, equating to 1.6 million households across Australia, are facing insurance stress. I saw that the Sydney Morning Herald recently quoted from the wake of the 2022 floods, where a legal aid disaster recovery insurance lawyer stated that many of the people they worked with were underinsured for flood insurance. And a recent article as well in regards to the current floods we're facing in New South Wales, that people aren't insured from an insurance publication. We saw the same in the wake of the LA fires, where insurers had withdrawn from the market, and for many people insurance was not available at all. Mr Speaker, underinsurance is an issue that must be addressed, and there is a role for the state government. In Queensland, there is the Cyclone Reinsurance Fund. In New Zealand, there is eCover, which covers everyone from earthquakes and other natural disasters. These schemes differ in operation, but are essentially a government-backed schemes designed to ensure everyone is covered and can recover from natural disasters. For EQ cover automatically is included when homeowners have a private insurance policy that covers fire damage. So it's an extension and run through a private insurance company. The Queensland Cyclone Reinsurance Fund is slightly different, where the government acts as a reinsurer rather than an insurer directly. As we move into an age where when insurance is rising and insurers risk leaving the market, we must consider the role that the state government has to protect communities. The Insurance Council released their report recently as part of the 2025 federal election platform, and that was sobering. It finds that the worsening natural disasters, fires, floods, storms and cyclones continue to drive premiums across the country. And those increases are far from evenly spread, impacting communities and socioeconomic groups that really feel it the most. According to the report, 1.36 million properties nationally are at flood risk, 300,000 homes are at extreme or severe risk. And for many of those homes, as I mentioned, premiums reach $30,000 or more. It's unsustainable. The Insurance Council are calling for a $30 billion flood defence fund. I know others in federal parliament are calling for diesel tax credits for fossil fuel companies to be diverted from credits and into making communities resilient. And there is a lot we can do at a state level as well in regards to planning reforms and ensuring that we're not building in areas that are high risk. We do want to make sure that we look after the most vulnerable communities, that we look after communities and pockets of my community where people are facing increased insurance costs and of course are facing the risks to their homes and their communities from flood risk, bushfire risk and risk of coastal impacts as well. Thank you.
I thank the member.